America, land of opportunity, nation of immigrants. These phrases, once brimming with idealism, now echo with the dissonance of a deeply divided nation. Immigration, a topic woven into the very fabric of American identity, has become a political powder keg. The 2024 election looms, and with it, the issue of immigration takes center stage. From bustling metropolises to quiet rural towns, the influx of migrants has sparked a firestorm of debate. We face a critical juncture, a moment demanding clear-eyed assessment, honest dialogue, and a commitment to solutions that honor both our values and our future. New York City, the self-proclaimed capital of the world, a beacon of hope for generations of newcomers, now faces an unprecedented challenge. The numbers are staggering. Over 210,000 migrants have arrived in the city over the past 2 years, seeking refuge, opportunity, and a shot at the American dream. The sheer scale of this influx has pushed the city's resources to the breaking point. Shelters are overflowing, housing costs skyrocket, and public services struggle to keep pace. Mayor Eric Adams, while expressing compassion for the arriving migrants, sounds the alarm. The city, he warns, is at a breaking point. The crisis lays bare the city's deep-seated inequalities. Asylum seekers, many fleeing violence and persecution, arrive with little more than the clothes on their backs. They face a daunting labyrinth of bureaucratic hurdles, language barriers, and a desperate search for basic necessities. The situation demands immediate action, not just from city officials, but from a nation grappling with its own identity as a land of refuge. The migrant crisis isn't confined to the shadows of skyscrapers. It's a national issue, reaching far beyond the bustling streets of New York City into the heartland of America. Take Springfield, Ohio, a city of 60,000 now grappling with an unexpected influx of Haitian migrants. Mayor Rob Roux paints a stark picture. Local resources, already stretched thin, are buckling under the pressure. Schools grapple with overcrowded classrooms and a shortage of translators. Healthcare facilities, ill-equipped to handle the complex needs of new arrivals, struggle to provide adequate care. The situation in Springfield is a microcosm of a national reality. Smaller towns, often lacking the infrastructure and support systems of larger cities, find themselves on the front lines of a crisis that demands a coordinated national response. The migrant surge has ignited a fierce debate, exposing a chasm in the American consciousness. On one side, the narrative of crisis dominates. Politicians and pundits point to overwhelmed systems, strained budgets, and a sense of chaos. They raise concerns about security, cultural integration, and the very fabric of American identity. On the other side, a different story unfolds, one of hope, resilience, and the enduring promise of America as a land of opportunity. New York City Schools Chancellor David C. Banks calls the arrival of migrant children a godsend, an infusion of much-needed diversity and talent into a system grappling with declining enrollment. Business owners facing labor shortages see an opportunity to fill vacant positions and revitalize local economies. The reality, as always, is more nuanced than either extreme. The challenge lies in moving beyond simplistic narratives, acknowledging both the legitimate concerns and the potential benefits of this complex issue. The 2024 election looms large, and immigration has emerged as a potent weapon in the political arsenal. Republicans, seizing on the anxieties fueled by the migrant surge, paint a picture of a nation overrun, its borders porous, its resources depleted. Former President Donald Trump, a master of exploiting division, calls for a return to his hardline policies, promising to build more walls, tighten restrictions, and prioritize American citizens. Democrats, meanwhile, walk a tightrope. They attempt to balance compassion for asylum seekers with anxieties about the strain on local communities. They call for comprehensive immigration reform, a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants, and increased funding for border security. But their message often gets lost in the cacophony of accusations and counter-accusations. Immigration, once a policy issue, has become a political football, a tool to mobilize voters and demonize opponents. The influx of migrants has pushed essential services to the brink. Housing, already a scarce commodity in many American cities, has reached crisis levels. Shelters overflow. forcing families to sleep on floors, in cramped quarters, or on the streets. The demand for affordable housing far outstrips supply, driving up rents and exacerbating existing inequalities. Healthcare systems, already strained by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, struggle to meet the needs of new arrivals. Language barriers, cultural differences, and a lack of access to medical records complicate the delivery of care. Schools, too, face unprecedented challenges. Classrooms swell with students from diverse backgrounds, many arriving with interrupted educations and limited English proficiency. Teachers, already overworked and underpaid, grapple with the daunting task of meeting the needs of this new wave of learners. The strain on resources is palpable, a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our communities and the need for shared responsibility. As the crisis escalates, local leaders sound the alarm. Mayors and governors on the front lines of the migrant surge plead for federal intervention. They argue that the responsibility for managing this influx should not fall solely on the shoulders of cities and towns already grappling with budget constraints and limited resources. Their demands are clear: increased funding to support overwhelmed housing, healthcare, and education systems, a streamlined process for work authorization, allowing asylum seekers to contribute to local economies while they navigate the legal complexities of their cases, and most importantly, a comprehensive national plan to address the root causes of migration and create a more humane and orderly immigration system. The message is clear. This is not a local problem, it's an American challenge that demands a united national response. Bridging the divide, seeking common ground on immigration. The immigration debate often feels like a shouting match, a clash of ideologies with little room for nuance or compromise, but beneath the heated rhetoric lies a shared humanity, a recognition that we are all bound together in this journey. Finding common ground requires a willingness to listen with empathy, to understand the fears and aspirations that fuel both sides of the debate. It requires acknowledging the legitimate concerns of those who worry about the impact of uncontrolled migration on their communities. And it demands recognizing the humanity of those who arrive at our borders, fleeing violence, poverty, and persecution. Bridging the divide will require leaders who can rise above the fray, who can appeal to our better angels, and who can remind us that our shared values as Americans are stronger than our differences. Solutions, not slogans, a roadmap for comprehensive reform. The time for empty rhetoric and political posturing is over. The migrant crisis demands concrete solutions, a comprehensive approach that addresses both the immediate challenges and the long-term realities of immigration. This requires a multi-pronged strategy, one that tackles the issue on multiple fronts, securing our borders while ensuring that those seeking asylum have access to a fair and efficient process, creating legal pathways for immigrants to enter the country, filling labor shortages and contributing to our economy, providing robust support for integration, including language acquisition, job training, and access to healthcare and education, and addressing the root causes of migration, such as poverty, violence, and climate change through targeted foreign aid and diplomatic efforts. This is not a quick fix, but a long-term investment in a more just, humane, and sustainable future. The human face of the crisis, stories of struggle and resilience. Behind the statistics and policy debates lie human beings, families torn apart by violence, children fleeing unimaginable horrors, individuals risking everything for a shot at a better life. Their stories are a powerful reminder of the human cost of this crisis and the urgent need for compassion and action. We meet Maria, a single mother who fled Venezuela with her 2 young children, escaping gang violence and economic collapse. She now works tirelessly as a waitress, sending money back home while navigating the complexities of the asylum process. We encounter Ahmed, a Syrian refugee who lost his wife and daughter in a bombing raid. He arrived in America with nothing but the clothes on his back and a determination to rebuild his life. These are just a few of the countless stories that illustrate the resilience, courage, and humanity of those caught in the crosshairs of the migrant crisis. A shared future towards a more just and humane immigration system. The migrant crisis is a defining moment for America. It is a test of our values, our compassion, and our ability to find unity in the face of division. The path forward requires moving beyond the blame game, the fear-mongering, and the political expediency that too often dominate the immigration debate. It demands a commitment to finding solutions that honor our heritage as a nation of immigrants while addressing the legitimate concerns of all Americans. It requires a recognition that our fates are intertwined, that our diversity is our strength, and that our shared humanity compels us to build a more just, compassionate, and welcoming nation for all.